Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Nick Aldis has been running SmackDown for quite some time now, and he has done a great job. But lately things have been getting a little out of control for him. A recent Backstage segment saw Aldis becoming a victim of the chaos on the Blue brand. The SmackDown GM might take a proactive step and bring back a WWE icon to help restore order to the Friday night show. Nick Aldis could appoint Mickie James as his assistant on the episode of SmackDown after Elimination Chamber. Her last major appearance in WWE as a competitor came on 29 January 2022 during the Women's Royal Rumble match. A major reason why James could come back is due to what happened backstage between Chelsea Green and Michin. Both superstars were seen arguing in Aldis' office last night. As Green taunted the former OC member, Michin swung a kendo stick in frustration, but it accidentally hit SmackDown GM as the hot mess dodged. Although it was unintentional, the incident left Nick Aldis visibly frustrated. With chaos running wild, Nick might be looking for some backup. This could open the door for Mickie James to return as an authority figure. Also, since she is Nick Aldis' wife, bringing her back to WWE could be a smooth and straightforward decision for the Blue brand's GM. Moreover, the former Divas champion has immense respect among the current women's roster, as she is a legendary figure in pro wrestling. Therefore, her presence could bring much-needed stability to the women's division on SmackDown. Besides, James is also a part of WWE's LFG show, indicating that she is on good terms with the Stamford-based promotion. She has made a few subtle appearances in WWE during Raw's Netflix debut and SmackDown's USA Network premiere. Nick Aldis was not happy about how he ended up suffering a blow with a kendo stick in his office. Frustrated with the constant clashes between Chelsea Green and Michin, the 38-year-old might take matters into his own hands. To finally settle their rivalry, Aldis could introduce a major clause for their upcoming street fight next week. The SmackDown general manager might raise the stakes by putting Chelsea Green's Women's United States Championship on the line. It is quite expected to happen as the OC member has her sights set on the gold. On top of that, Nick Aldis could add a clause stating that it would be Michin's last shot at the title. Such a stipulation would not just add more excitement to the street fight, but would also serve as Aldis' way of getting some payback. It could also put an end to the never-ending saga between Green and Michin on SmackDown. By ending such a long rivalry, WWE can build some new feuds for the hot mess and her coveted title. Hence, there is a high possibility for such an angle to unfold next week. The tension in WWE had been brewing for months. Ever since Nick Aldis took over as SmackDown general manager, his tenure had been marked by calculated decisions, shocking twists, and power moves that kept both superstars and fans on edge. However, his latest decision had left the locker room in utter disbelief, and the WWE universe buzzing with speculation. A WWE icon, absent for an astonishing 1,133 days, was making a return, but not as a competitor, not as a champion, not even as a special guest. They were returning as Nick Aldis' assistant. The rumors had been swirling for weeks about backstage tension in WWE. Several top stars had reportedly clashed with management, and one incident, in particular, had pushed Aldis into a corner. During a closed-door meeting involving key WWE superstars, tempers flared. Heated words were exchanged between Aldis and one of the most respected veterans in the industry, the same legend who had once ruled WWE and walked away at the peak of their popularity. The exact details of the confrontation remained murky. Some said it was a power struggle, with Aldis refusing to give in to the veteran's demands for a final championship run. Others claimed it was deeply personal, a conflict stemming from the past that had never been settled. What was certain, however, was that this WWE icon had been absent for nearly 3 years, until now, and Nick Aldis had brought them back. The night began as any other SmackDown, but the atmosphere inside the Mohegan Sun Arena felt different. Nick Aldis stood in the center of the ring, looking as composed as ever. The general manager of SmackDown was a man of strategy, never one to make a move without a calculated purpose. Tonight was no different. Over the past few months, Aldis began, his voice cutting through the crowd's murmurs. "I've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have been unpopular. Some have even made me the target of controversy." A smirk tugged at the corner of his lips. "And yet, here we are. SmackDown is still thriving under my leadership. Championships have never meant more. Every superstar on this roster knows that I don't play favorites. I don't hand out opportunities." He took a step forward. "I make business decisions." The crowd buzzed, sensing something huge on the horizon. "That's why tonight," he continued, "I'm making an announcement that will shake the very foundation of WWE." A brief pause. For 1,133 days, one of the most legendary figures in WWE history has been absent. No appearances, no matches, no farewell tour, nothing. The energy in the building shifted instantly. The WWE Universe knew exactly who he was referring to. Aldis straightened his suit jacket. But that changes tonight. The lights dimmed. The Tron flickered. The arena held its collective breath. And then, a familiar theme song hit. A thunderous roar erupted from the crowd. Fans leaped out of their seats, their voices blending into an uncontainable explosion of shock and nostalgia. The ICO was back. The camera cut to the stage, where the silhouette of a legend appeared. The energy was electric. And then they stepped into the light. There they were, a 16-time world champion, a Royal Rumble winner, a Hall of Famer in the making, a true cornerstone of WWE's golden era. Yet, as they stood at the top of the ramp, something was off. Gone was the larger-than-life, commanding aura they once carried as a dominant force inside the ring. Instead, there was a sharpness in their eyes, an edge that suggested unfinished business. They were dressed in an elegant black suit, a look far removed from their previous in-ring personas. The WWE Universe was stunned. As the music died down, the icon stood motionless for a long moment, staring down at the ring where Aldis waited. Finally, they smirked. Then, they walked down the ramp, not as a warrior, but as a man with a new purpose. Sliding into the ring, the legend took the microphone from Aldis' hand and looked around the arena. "Did you miss me?" A wave of yes. Yes, yes, chants rang through the air. The legend let the moment breathe before turning to Aldis. 1133 days, they said, shaking their head. "And this is how I return." Aldis grinned. "It's a new world, my friend, and you have a new role in it." The legend scoffed, looking around before bringing the mic back up. "You know, when I walked out of here 3 years ago, I never thought I'd be standing in this ring again, especially not like this." The crowd murmured, waiting for what was next. The legend took a deep breath, exhaled, and said the unthinkable. "Ladies and gentlemen, per the orders of Nick Aldis, I am now officially the assistant to the general manager of SmackDown." The reaction was nuclear. Boos, cheers, shocked gasps. No one knew what to think. Nick Aldis laughed, nodding approvingly as the crowd lost its mind. The legend shook their head again, clearly not thrilled about the arrangement. "This isn't what I wanted," they admitted. "This isn't how I planned to come back." Aldis clapped a hand on their shoulder. "But it's what's best for business." The tension between the two was palpable. The legend turned toward the crowd one more time, their expression unreadable. A deep breath, a final glance at Aldis, and then they dropped the mic and left the ring. The camera followed them up the ramp, lingering on their expression, a mixture of anger, resentment, and something else, something dangerous. As they disappeared backstage, Aldis remained in the ring, still smirking. He had just pulled off the most shocking power move of the year, and he knew it. What happens next? The WWE Universe was left reeling. Had this icon truly accepted their fate as Aldis' assistant? Or was this just the beginning of something far more dangerous? One thing was for certain, SmackDown would never be the same again. Who do you think the returning legend should be? Should this lead to a rivalry with Aldis or an eventual shocking betrayal?